Hey guys, hello for this message. I'm very happy to be here with my two friends. Sieng Lee is 36 years old. He has one child and he is married for 11 years this year. And we have on my right side is Julius, also a good friend of mine. He is 31 years old. He is 10 years married and has two beautiful children with blonde hair. Come on, it's very, very nice. I'm happy that you guys are here and that we can do this message together. Today, I want to share, or we want to share about the knowledge of how to date somebody and what is the requirements to do so. So I brought here a pilot hat, the pilot hat, because a pilot has a pre-flight check. I don't know if you notice or not, but the airplane is a very sensitive machine. So you don't want to have a problem when you're already in the air, because you will just crash and everybody dies. So what you do is you have like a checklist when you are at the airport, and the pilot, they check everything. Do I have enough fuel? Is everything working? Are the windows closed? do I know where I'm going? You know what I mean? Do they have like a clear checklist before you take off, so we try not that the people die too much, right? So the pilot, the pre-checklist is also very good for us as in a relationship. When you start dating, you should have some kind of concept of what is important in a marriage or in a relationship. So I am married also 25 years. I am 46 years old. And I think we here collectively have a lot of experience on what makes the marriage work and what is difficult. So when you date, it is a tryout, right? You test. But you also don't want to just crash. So let's talk about some things that we as somebody that wants to get into dating, and maybe you already know somebody or a nice she or a nice he that you want to date, and you're listening to this message, this is some ideas that a checklist that you could follow to find a good way in life and be successful in dating. So the first point is what we all think is when you are dating somebody, you should think about, does this other person make me better? In my relationship with my wife, it is that Simone, that's her name, she makes me better. For example, in the beginning, I did not even do my bed, right? I did not change the sheets. It was like 2 months and it was stinky. And I was like a single guy. This is a true story. I was a single guy and I did not care about hygiene. Right? My bed, my socks were everywhere. And then I dated this woman, Simone. And all of a sudden, it got important to me. It's like, dude, I got to change the shirt, right? Hey, I got to do my bed. And when I then married her, it got even better, right? We started eating healthy. We started just improving. My life improved because of her. She made me better. So if you wanted to know the first point of if you should date the other person, it is, does that other person make you better? Because it also happens the opposite. I see it all the time. And you maybe also know people like that they all of a sudden, they don't show up at church anymore. They don't call you anymore. They're just gone. They don't volunteer. They're doing some shady things behind the bush. You have no idea what's going on. It doesn't really make them better. So the first point is, do they make me better? Do they bring me out of my comfort zone? Does the other person make me more ambitious in life? Do I want to reach more goals? Does it make me healthier? Does it make me financially better? Or am I losing my money and spending it on stupid things? Do I put other people's needs before mine? Do I care about her more than about me? Or also, does it make me better to follow Jesus, right? Does it make me better in my Christian walk, in my faith? Now, this is a huge topic, and we already covered this in the last Sunday. if you want to check out more about our faith and how we truly believe, then check out our YouTube channel and get more information about what is important when you follow Jesus. And obviously, this is in the dating phase, also a very important one. This also means that I don't mean by this saying that does the person make me better, is that I need the person or I cannot live without the person. I don't mean that. This is also very interesting that some people can only live with the partner. But I don't mean that, but the other person should make you want to be better in life because God wants us to be better in life. In 1 Thessalonians 5:11, it says, therefore, encourage one another and build each other up. So the Bible is teaching us that we should engage in relationship where I can help the person and the person can help me. So I want to ask Julius this question. In what part of your life would you like to have some help? What are the things?
Right now.
Right now, like if you would, you and your wife, right? Where are things that you could say, that you're happy to have a wife, right?
Yeah. I am very happy to have my wife because she helps me being more social. And not just concerning about me and my thoughts and so on. And this is something I learned from my wife a lot, and she made it better in me. And this is which I still need, this influence. And I'm very happy for this. And I could not imagine where I would be in this point without having my wife.
Without her influence making you better in the social.
Yes.
Very good. How did your partner make you better?
Actually, in my marriage life, actually without my wife, even my clothes, my wife bought for me, and I don't know that I didn't know that is it good for me or not. But when I put on this clothes, and other people said, "Oh, that's nice." And I said, "Oh,
it's just, I know I have the same thing. You also have the same.
I don't have it, but we just had this conversation today.
I thought, oh, my wife is good.
So, my best clothes, my wife bought for me.
Yes.
So what we want to say is just in this point, it is very important in dating somebody that you automatically feel and that you're looking for that this person, the wife or this woman or this man, it can make your life better. All right. So that's the number one. The number two, do we have the same goals? You got to think about, does the other person that you want to date have similar goals than you? There is many goals that we could have, right? It could be family goals, work goals, financial goals, traveling goals, how many children, whatever the goals that you have in your mind, the other person should have similar. And this point is also very interesting if, I know some people, some friends of mine, they are singles and they have huge checklists about how she should dress, how she should do the makeup, how she should be intelligent, cute, skinny, right? So I'm not talking about this necessarily. I'm talking about life goals that goes on for 50, 80 years. Those goals is very important to check out when you're engaging in dating with that person. So having the same values, having the same hope, and having the same faith is for us obvious. This one will be the center of this kind of relationship. Also, over time, you need to define or to change the goals when you date somebody, because you want to check out the person, because we believe dating is healthy, dating is good, on how that person reacts in different goals. Don't wait too long, right? You don't look for a perfect person. Maybe this one is also important. If you would have asked me about my goals when I was 20 years old, I would have said some chocolate cake. I have no goals, right? What about I was also not had everything written down. So don't make it also not too complicated in this sense. Nobody is perfect, and you will not find your 70-page girl that you wrote down. You will not find, right? Or your perfect husband. But having the same goals in the big picture would help you a lot. I would like to read the Ecclesiastes 4:9. It's a Bible verse that is very, very smart, especially for having the same goals. 2 people are better than one. When 2 people work together, they get more work done. You can get more done, right? If one person falls or fails, the other person can reach out and help. So this Bible verse talks about how you, if it is a perfect situation in having the same goals, that if you are tired, the other person can help you. So let me ask Julius, what goals do you have at the moment you're working on with your wife?
Yes, that's a good question. So for us, being here in Cambodia, being involved in ICF, for us, the main goal is to be on a mission with God. And this is a big goal, and we are really in unity in this goal. And this is what makes us strong also, to be united in the goal and not to, because we can even have a same goal, but even in the goal not be united, because there are many different ways how to reach the goal, right? Exactly. So, so this is right now our situation, that we are on a mission, this is our goal, and we are united.
And it really helps you having a big goal, like going, like leaving your country, coming here. It really pulls you together more, right?
I can say it is the biggest blessing we experience in our life, to do this step, to be in a mission, for us as a couple, but also as a family. Yeah. We grew so much together.
Let me ask you, what kind of recommendations would you have if somebody wants to find out the girlfriend's goal or the boyfriend's goal? Like, how do you do it?
Exactly. If we want to find the partner, first we have to be careful when we do not look on the outside. Because usually people always look on the outside and judge people on the outside.
Yeah, it's the first thing, right?
Yeah, the first thing. Right? Yeah, we have to be careful. We have to sit down together, make time together, and talk to each other to know, to be honest and talk deeply to each other to see is our goal matching together, connected or not. Otherwise, it causes a problem in the future.
Very good. I talked to you before about this topic, and you told me that you would recommend that people who are dating should spend more time together than just eating like one evening. Tell me a little bit more about what you think about that.
Yeah, sure. It's good to have a checklist and to have questions in your head, and you want to find out about your future partner. But we can talk a lot. We can say something, even if I think I mean it. Maybe my actions are still not what I am saying.
Yes.
And that's why for me it was very important to see my wife or my future wife in action, to see how she is reacting, how she is handling this situation, how she is talking to this group of people, to see and prove what she's talking.
Yeah, it's very good what you're saying. I met my wife when I was on a mission trip. And I spent about 3 days in a bus, sitting beside her. We couldn't go out, right? And there was a whole team going to Romania at that time for a mission trip. And it was so good to see and feel the person, not only over a nice dinner, which can be fake, right? So let me share with you guys something really quickly about what happens if you are not on the same goal. I have a whiteboard here, and I want to show you something on what happens if you are off only a little bit in your goal with your partner or with your dating partner. We all want to go from point A in our life. We have all a goal to go to point B. This can be any goal, it can be any future for you that you think it's good. The clear path from point A to point B that you want to follow is something that you have in your heart or in your head. But if maybe you're dating somebody that is almost the same vision, but it's not. It's just almost, right? It's just a little bit off, some degrees. It will be that you will not hit the point, but you will hit a different point over here, so you will not reach your goal. Even though you say, oh, it's not so much, on the long term, we talked about married 25, 11, 10 years. So when it gets serious, the goal, having the same goal is very, very key. Because then you will not end on B, but you will then end on C. And I don't know if you want to be in the place of C, whatever that is. So let's continue. The next point that I want to talk about is, do you want to? Do you want to date that person? Do you like that person? And I put here, just do it. Just do it. I talk to so many single people, they waiting on something. And maybe you also have met people like that. They're waiting on some miracle, the lightning strike, the prince, it has to be the horse coming, right?
Unicorn.
And, the unicorn. And, it's really hard for me sometimes to make the clear, how can you say that, to help them in the right direction, because sometimes I just feel they need to do the step. So there is a risk to it if you just do it, but God is for you. And this point I want to stress a little bit. That God wants the same thing that you want. Now, if you're sinning, this does not apply, obviously. But in generally, the father likes when the son is happy. I mean, you guys have children, right? I mean, when your child loves something, you don't automatically hate it. Why would you? You would want you want your child to be happy. And so it's also the Father in heaven above. So when you like somebody, you got to try it out. You got to do it, go for it. Don't wait until the other one makes the move. I talk to so many people that they are waiting on the other person, and 1 year, 2 year, 3 year passes and nothing happens. I think it is time for you to make a step. The next thing is I want to talk about romantic is good, but not so important. Now, the thing is, we are living in the Instagram world. TikTok, Snapchat, I understand. Everybody watches Hollywood movies. We want to be in love. We want to kiss before we date. We want to feel. But I'm telling you, this is a fake information. I'm sorry to say that. The romantic is good, but it's not so important than Hollywood wants to make you feel. It is a decision. It is something that you see. It's something that you want. Something that God speaks to your heart. What kind of decision that you make in your life, for example, what kind of job, what kind of car do you drive, what motor should you buy, it is not so much does God choose for me, but do you do the right thing in that position? If you choose to date somebody, it's more important to do the right thing inside of that dating time than with which person you're doing it. Because the person God shows you, you have to try it out. You got to test it. But doing it right, like a checklist, like a pre-flight checklist, this is the most important one. So I put here the Psalm 118, and this one, verse 6, and this one talks about David is saying this verse. There's the king in the Old Testament, and he also had to make this statement for himself. The Lord is on my side. I will not fear. And this is very crucial because this man, he knows that God is for him, but he always needs to speak it out and keep hearing it, that the things that you like, God also likes. Go ahead, be strong, be bold. The Bible also teaches us, if somebody is looking for something, you will find it. If somebody is knocking, it will be open. So you got to knock, you got to look, right? I mean, you cannot just wait at home and then somebody brings your telephone. You got to look for it if you lost, if you really want it. So let me ask my friends here, if you can go back Julius, to your younger self, right? You could go back in time. And with what the things that you know now about this topic, just do it. What advice would you give yourself?
Yeah, I would have need this question.
Yes, you tell him.
Because there was a time I didn't even know myself and my goals.
Yeah.
So how could I ask my future wife about her goals and do they match with my goals? Because I didn't know myself then that time.
True.
But my focus was still on looking for a partner. But it doesn't work out if I don't know myself yet.
Yeah.
So I would ask myself, what do you want in your life? What are your goals in your life? And make sure you have that clear first.
I want to say this is very crucial. I totally agree on that. And I would give myself the same advice. I also did not have the checklist. I did not have I was wondering around. I did not even know that there is two kind of people in the beginning, right? I was like a late guy, right? I just like playing around, playing soccer, right? And then, so I would definitely give myself a recommendation, what do I want in life? Because before you think about somebody else, you got to think about yourself in dating. Because you want to be the best person for the other person as well. So this is a very good topic. Hey, when you go, what kind of challenge do you think, and this is a good one, because today it's a complicated world, right? I'm married 25 years. I met my wife 30 years ago.
Yes.
So today we have the internet, we got the crazy stuff going on. Everybody makes more selfies than us is. What do you think is the biggest challenge to find a dating partner?
For me, I think nowadays the biggest thing that the challenge that we are difficult to find the good relationship.
Yeah.
People quickly to look at the outside.
Yeah.
They just see on the outside and they just said, "Oh, that's the one."
Yeah.
It's usually
Smart.
We used to make fun like this.
Yeah.
As Christians, sometimes when we see the girl,
Yep.
and she's beautiful, and we said, "God, that's the one." That's the one. And we don't said, "God, is it the one?"
Yes. So it's just beautiful, and that's the one.
Yeah, and we don't said, "Is it her?"
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
"May you show me?"
Yeah.
But instead, just, "God, that's the one. That's the one I need."
True.
That's the problem that we make.
Yeah.
Because we don't seek God's guidance.
Yeah.
But we just judge by our own eye through the outside.
Yeah. So you're saying like don't just judge the outside, also try to look inside.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
I totally agree. In my life, it was the same that I first looked on the outside when I was younger. And it totally misled me.
Yeah.
I didn't find, or the girls I was getting to know or dating that time, they were not the girls which were matching with my goals.
Yeah, I understand.
Anyway, and then when I got to know my wife on a mission trip as well.
It's a good idea, guys. You got to go on a mission.
I was so much concerned, God, I don't want to focus this year on girls or looking on them. I really want to focus on you.
And then happened.
And then it happened to meet my wife, but not by looking at her, how she looks like, but because my focus was different. So
Good.
I totally agree.
Good.
Don't focus on the outside.
Excellent. Let's end with the number 4. We got the last point coming up. How to end a relationship. It's literally, we want to talk a little bit about if the now you're in a relationship, right? You did the checklist, you did some questions, you went out camping, and now you find out that it doesn't line up, right? It doesn't line up, it doesn't match. Then it's very important that you know that you can also end a relationship. Ending a relationship is very, very crucial, having an exciting and a good future. But how do you do it? How do you end a relationship? This is also getting more and more complicated today, because people have now Telegram and WhatsApp, and they should tell the girlfriend, hey, we are not going to meet anymore, see you later. And this is just not the way you do it. So I want to teach you about leaving well. This is not only when you leave a job, when you leave a house, when you're invited, but this is also about relationship. When you leave a relationship, a dating phase, you got to try to leave well, because of many reasons. Because first of all, the other person is also a person. So it also can be hurt. So you got to think about how you should really do it. You should do it with respect. You should do it in person, like meet. Don't do it over telephone. Just meet together like a human being. Put your telephone away and talk face to face. Clear communication is a key on that. You got to speak clear. I know sometimes it is a difficult thing to do because you want the other person to find out how you feel. But in this case, when you want to leave well, be humble, be respectful, but be clear. Talk about you when you leave, how it makes you feel, what happened in your life, and don't blame the other person. And the last one I want to talk about is giving the other person hope. Giving the other person hope is so important because the other person will date again, and you also hopefully will date again. If you are crushed and you don't feel any energy, it doesn't help your future, and it doesn't help the other person's future. So leave with giving hope, leave with giving without crushing, leaving in person. Be honest, be respectful. This is very, very important. I want to ask you guys, do you have a good or a bad experience about leaving relationship? Ending a relationship?
Yes, I have both with the same person. I think the way I left and the way we get apart from each other again was really not nice. But in the end, I realized, okay, I did something wrong to her by doing this, or even maybe in the way we were getting to know each other and so on. And I really, after a while, I had to apologize and ask for forgiveness.
It's also very good, make it
because it was so important for me to honor the person and not just be led by my emotions and I don't want to see her again, I don't want to talk to her again. But I really need to make sure that it's not just about me, it's about the other person too, and I need to make I need to be aware of her emotions too.
And step forward towards her again, to make it clear. It's very good. How about what kind of recommendation would you have and give to the people how to end the relationship well?
I agree what you said. Exactly, completely agree with that. Because we don't just break up and make other people broken heart, but we have to give hope to them.
Yes.
And even ourselves, even we end that relationship, it touches us also. So the thing that I want to recommend today, when you feel sad, it's okay to feel sad. But just spend time to pray. To pray, to ask God for His guidance, and especially believe that God has the best one for us. He already prepared the best one for us.
Yes.
Because God knows what is the best. He prepared what is the best for us. So trust God for your decision, and pray for the person that you are breaking breaking relationship, and continue to ask God and seek and knock.
Yes.
And you will find, and the door will be open for you.
Very good.
And one more thing, just put God first.
Yes.
In your life, in your relationship. That's the key that you can find the best one. Because God knows the best one. We don't know the future, but God knows completely.
It's very good.
So put God first in doing that.
You want to add something on that? I like it.
Absolutely, because I experienced it in our marriage. We found because we put God first, and the trials I had or my wife had before missed because we didn't put God first at that time. But I also want to add that we can wait for the perfect person. It will not appear. And I will be also not the perfect person to get into a relationship. So even if I try hard to be perfect before I get into a relationship, it won't happen because you will get shaped in marriage and not before.
Come on. Very good. I want to say thank you to you guys for being my guests today. And I just want to tell you guys, if you are wanting to date, if you are, maybe don't really know what to do now, right? Just be clear that we strongly believe that if you put God first, everything else will follow that. And, if you have the checklist perfectly or not, trust God, be a human being, feel God, ask your pastor, ask your friend about it. But also, I just want to say, be bold, fight for things you want, be honest, go for it, just do it. There is a Bible verse, that's Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord our God Almighty, plans to prosper and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future, says the Lord. So God is for you, God is for us. And whatever we do, God will protect us. And we need to take a stand and be bold in faith and choose what God has prepared for us. So let me pray. Father, I thank you for all the people who listened this message and for all the people that are looking for a partner. I know it's not easy, and you, God, have prepared the way for everyone. The point B that you want the people to be at, we know that you have written down already. And we want to ask you that you can just come into their lives, come into our lives, that we can follow your plan, be strong, be bold, be fearless in what you have prepared for us. And in this special topic of finding a partner, a dating phase, ending the dating, that we can be honest and respectful with each other all the time, and that we make each other better. In Jesus' name, amen.